To a special episode of The Angry Astronaut. We did not, or I didn't expect anyway, to be back in Milton Keynes. I had to be here for a very particular reason. That is to say that I left my passport here. But on top of that, I also had to bring my rental car back in order to renew it so that I can stay here longer. So I really didn't expect anybody to show up tonight, but guess what? They are all here. So thanks very much, everybody, for showing up. We got Gary and we got Chris and we got Jemmy with us here tonight, and we are looking forward to an exciting evening of competition and the prize. Some of you guys, we have 27 people suddenly signed on, out of the blue, 37. They are swarming in. Well, the prize is something that may annoy some of you because I know you're waiting, but good news first of all. These glasses I have here, I only got 2 days ago myself, and the rest of them are being shipped right now as we speak. Those of you, this is the prize for tonight, the Angry Astronaut sunglasses with the logo and the signature on them. That is our grand prize for this evening, and this is how you guys are going to be able to participate. You are going to be setting the parameters for Kiss My Asteroids. What that means is we are going to be asking for particular classifications of asteroids, the size, the composition, the speed that they come in, that sort of thing. Well, hello back. By the way, where's everybody tuning in from? I would love to find out where folks are tuning in from as we prepare to compete in Kiss My Asteroids. Feel free to go ahead and let me know where you're calling in from as I enjoy this non-alcoholic beer. I assure you, YouTube, this is non-alcoholic. India, hello, thank you for tuning in. Ireland, Germany, thank you so much. UK tuning in, thank you so much. The hurricane in Florida, well, yeah. And for those of you in Florida, I wish you the best. Please stay safe. UK tuning in also. Belfast, thank you so much for tuning in from Northern Ireland. Really do appreciate that. Somewhere between LA and San Diego. I thought that was all just one giant mega sprawl at this point. At least it appeared that way the last time I was there. Yeah, thank you very much, by the way, for please like, please subscribe. And once again, guys, those of you who have supported me through this channel, through liking, subscribing, super chats, etc., all of that is what makes this possible for me to be here. And being here is not just about European space flight. Let me tell you something. Just a few days ago, I interviewed the president of Sierra Space, exclusive interview with the president of the company, and she is an extremely experienced astronaut as well, with hundreds and hundreds of days in orbit. So we're talking some unique opportunities that we had here. By the way, just checking here, we've got a lot of, where's everybody else tuning in from? We got over 50 people watching right now. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in to Kiss My Asteroids. This is going to be an interesting night, and once again, you, the viewers, will be setting the parameters for the, let's see, we got UK, Germany, thank you so much, New York, all right, Quebec in Canada, thank you so much for joining us today. People all over the world, isn't that what the internet is all about? Nevada, fantastic. Well, you are quite welcome, Chris. Once again, I'm glad to make this content for you. Hawaii, way on the other side of the world. Onion, how about Blue Onion? What about that? UK, we got people from all over Britain tuning in as well. That is just fantastic. From Tequila, Mexico. Thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, we are about to have a spirited competition. North Carolina, very close to where I currently live. Lincoln, yes, I will be coming up north again. I will be coming up north to have a meet up there. Colorado Springs, hello. My father still lives in Colorado Springs. So does my brother, for that matter. It is where I was born. I was born in Penrose Hospital in Colorado Springs. San Francisco, one of my favorite towns in the U.S. Fantastic. Wisco, USA. All right, thank you so much. Northeast Wyoming. I love Wyoming. Really good. You're not too far away from Devil's Tower then, are you? If you're in the northeast area. Yeah, small world. Tell me about it. Once again, really do appreciate everybody tuning in. And we are going to get started here in just a moment once Chris gets back from the bar. And we're going to go ahead and play Kiss My Asteroids. Boy, people from Britain tuning in like crazy. That's fantastic. Really do appreciate my British fans, folks. And once again, when I came here for the second time, I really didn't expect anybody to show up, to be honest. I mean, I'd just been here a few days ago. Why would people come back? And we had a whole new group of people who showed up. I'm deeply, deeply honored. So very happy to have people here. And once again, since I released a video today about the dangers represented by asteroids, that is indeed the topic of what's going on as we play Kiss My Asteroids. And if you have any questions about what I've been doing lately, I've been all over the country and also in Paris experiencing a lot of things. Wimbledon, thank you so much. Jacksonville, Florida, please stay safe. I know Jacksonville is a ways away from the hurricane on the other side of the coast, but nevertheless, great town, by the way, Jacksonville. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this is a bar, of course. We got people, some spirited stuff going on, and we are waiting for Chris to get in back from the bar. It's no rush. It's okay. Tampa, thank you so much for tuning in. Covered the Armageddon scenario where they drill into the asteroid. Totally giving the sum up. Okay. So once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much for the likes and the subscribes, and once again, thanks for all the support. And from Bell and Worcestershire, I can't say that I would be, or is it Worcester? I forget how it's pronounced. Stay safe in Florida, absolutely. Yes. A non-alcoholic beer YouTube, just to make that very clear, it is a non-alcoholic beer. We are almost ready to get started on Kiss My Asteroids. And we are going to be getting the parameters of the asteroids in question from you, the viewers. So you're going to have the control over everything that happens. So once again, the prize tonight, a pair of Angry Astronaut sunglasses. Very few people have actually even received these yet. I only got these 2 days ago. The rest of them are in the post. Just for those of you who ordered them, here they are, Angry Astronaut sunglasses. And if any of you are interested, I've still got 8 pairs left. 8. And it's in the description of most of my videos if you are interested. Okay, guys, here we go. First asteroid of the night. We need to pick a diameter for the asteroid in question. How big? Now, if we make this too ridiculously big, it's just going to destroy the Earth. So let's make it a reasonable size, but at the same time, you, the viewers, get to decide how big. 200 meters, that's our first. So we have a 200-meter asteroid. Now, what kind of asteroid do we want this to be? Do we want it to be just a little bitty comet made out of ice? Do we want it to be made out of porous rock? Do we want it to be made out of dense rock? Or do we want this to be made out of iron? Iron, all the way down. Everybody wants nickel iron. 8,000 kilograms per cubic meter. Now, for speed, keep in mind, asteroids tend to travel an average of about 17 kilometers per second. They're slower than comets usually. So how fast do we want this thing to go? Once again, with no ridiculous speeds out there, somewhere in the 17 kph range. We need to put it in kph. That's what this thing works with, 8 kph. So it's going to be slow. We're going to have this coming in relatively slow, 8 kph. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to average the two. We had 20 and we had 28. We'll make it 14. We'll average it out at 14 kph. All right, guys, we're going to have it coming in at 45 degrees. Gentlemen, here's the parameters of what we're dealing with right now. we're dealing, oh, first of all, do we want it to hit water? Do we want it to hit sedimentary rock or crystalline rock? We need to get that from the viewers. Water, sedimentary rock, or crystalline rock? And it takes a moment for the chat to catch up here. Water. Everybody says water. Okay, so I'm going to put this in 1,000 meters of water. All right, here we go. This is what we have. This is what we have. Phones down, gentlemen. Phones down. Okay, just 1 second here. This actually, I think I had an internet failure. Bear with me for just a second here.
Okay. The feed's still lost.
Did we actually have a crash of the...
The feed's still lost.
Okay. Did we actually crash? You gotta be kidding me. This is annoying. And technology always fails us. Looks like we had a crash in the browser last, and we had everything lined up too. And what do they always do in the IT crowd? Can you try turning it on and off again? That's what we're gonna have to do. I shouldn't have let anybody touch this laptop. We had to take care of some technical stuff a couple of days ago. Never should have let anybody get their hands on this thing. Okay, here we go. We're restarting. I think I remember most of the parameters, so bear with me for just one moment while we pull this back up. And then we'll give you guys the parameters, and then we will get the details. Still got people watching once again. Sorry. It is most definitely Asteroids. Once again, we're having to reboot, sadly, because there was some issues. Somebody had my laptop a couple of days ago, business reasons, but nevertheless, there is some stuff that happened here that has been led to some issues. I'm going to have to purge some stuff off of this, I think. Here we go. Restore. We may be able to. Yes, we have everything still exactly where it was. Okay, gentlemen. Here's what we have. And of course, everything's popping back up. Okay, I don't know who the hell. Whatever this thing is that he installed on this, I need to get rid of it. Okay. So, we have a projectile diameter of 200 meters. It's made out of iron. Impact velocity 14 kph. Impact angle of 45 degrees. Hitting water 1,000 meters in depth. And we will get the details here in just a second, and I'll let you know. Of course, the internet had to be reconnected as well, didn't it? E-computers. Strange, isn't it, given the line of work that I'm in. There we go. Give it another try. Okay. Finally. Water. Bear with me, guys. This is so nice. Man, this is beyond frustrating. Once again, it will never happen again. I will never let anybody touch my laptop. Good God Almighty. Beyond frustrating. Once again, thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. All right, got all this together. 14K. Fortunately, I remember everything that you guys said. I'm amazed I still have people watching.
Going in that direction. You've got to work out where that's going to be relative to that's moving orbiting around something.
To orbiting moving asteroids in a three-dimensional place. Tens of thousands.
Okay, guys. I just do you want me to repeat this? Do you want me to repeat what I just laid out? We had 200 meters in diameter, made out of iron, 8,000 kilograms per cubic meter, 14 kilometers per second, 45-degree angle, and it impacted water. First of all, how many megatons are we talking about? How many megatons for something this size? And once again, you guys can go ahead and you can play along at home if we want to. That's our first question. Each of these are worth 1 point apiece. Whoever comes closest will get the point. We will start off here. How many megatons?
10,000.
10,000 megatons.
15,000.
15,000 megatons.
20,000 megatons.
20,000 megatons. Well, I do believe that the lowest one is the closest, and yes, we were closest on there, but still we were a long ways away from there, guys. We were at 785 megatons was the force of the explosion that was involved. So nevertheless, 7.85 times 10 to the second power megatons. So 1 point to Chris. So now we know that it's relatively small. That being the case, what kind of crater did this thing dig? Its final crater diameter in kilometers. How big of a crater did this thing dig? And this time we start at this end. In kilometers. How wide?
200 miles.
I mean, you did in kilometers. 300. So 300 kilometers. Okay. 300 kilometers.
A lot less, I think. 100.
100 kilometers. 50 kilometers. You were indeed the closest again. You got your second point. Once again, we need to scale down our expectations here. This is not that big of an asteroid. It's only 6.45 kilometers in diameter. Now, how deep? Let's do this in meters. And this time we will begin at this end. How many meters deep?
150 meters into the seabed.
I'm sorry, how deep into the seabed?
150 meters.
Okay, and you?
55 meters.
Okay.
200 meters.
What'd you say?
200.
200. You were the closest. Final crater depth, 519 meters. Down into the seabed, amazing. So it still would be quite substantial, to say the least. Okay, and a lot of the other stuff is fairly insignificant. However, let's say that we are only 10 kilometers away from the explosion, which is where I put us. And we can do this in miles per hour just to impress people instead of meters per second. In miles per hour at only 10 kilometers away, the overpressure blast from this, given the number of megatons we were talking about at 10 kilometers away, will begin at this end. How many miles per hour is that?
Kilometers per hour?
Miles per hour.
Miles per hour. 800.
800.
450.
Okay.
600.
You are actually closer. Or, I'm sorry, what'd you
Gary.
You said
800.
800. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, you are the closest. Interestingly enough, at only 10 kilometers away, it is 1,250 miles per hour, which would utterly destroy just about everything. So, yeah, intense to say the least. Thanks, guys, for playing along on this one. So we're tied up here with 2-2, but things can change at any any time, we're going to have our second. Yeah, it would indeed wipe out Milton Keynes. Boy, somebody said not bad at all. There seems to be a lot of negative viewpoints about this town in many ways. I don't know why. I think it's a nice place. Okay, viewers, we need to go through the second round. This time, let's go for something a little bit bigger. The last time it was 200 meters. So let's go ahead. You, the viewers, decide how big do you want this asteroid to be.
What was it made of last time?
It was made out of iron the last time. How big do we want it to be? 1 kilometer, okay? There we go, a little bit bigger. 1,000 meters. What do we want it to be made out of? There was virtually no tsunami, unfortunately, from a 200-meter one. The tsunami was pretty negligible, sadly. We'll get a bigger tsunami out of a 1 kilometer one. So we're looking at nickel iron again. We like those, or no, we like those iron asteroids. So yeah, 1 kilometer, that's good. Impact velocity, or you know what? Somebody else said ice. I'm going to do ice, and instead of it being an asteroid, therefore it's going to be a comet. And this time we need a velocity in the 50s, 51 kilometers per second or thereabouts. Anybody want to give me a number to put in there? Yes. Comets are way faster and therefore have the potential 75 kilometers per second. Very close to escape velocity, but not quite. Okay, so we'll bring in the target angle. What do we want to? We want to, let's hit water again. Okay. Hang on. I want to be a little bit further away from it this time. This time we're going to be, we'll make us put 100 kilometers away instead of only 10. Calculate effects. All right, guys, this is the second round. Number of megatons, we will start at this end. Number of megatons, once again, keep in mind, this time it's a kilometer, and it's traveling much faster. How many megatons? And feel free to play along, guys.
300 megatons.
300 megatons.
7,000.
7,000 megatons.
10,000.
10,000 megatons. You are indeed the closest, although significantly underestimated across the board. 2.81 million megatons of TNT. An enormous blast, the like of which has never been seen on this planet in recorded human history. Even the Mount Tambora explosion in 1815 did not begin to approach this much in the way of destructive power. 2.81 million megatons of TNT. All right, so we got another point coming on this side then. As a result, we have a slight lead on this at this end. All right, the final crater diameter for this massive explosion. What sort of diameter do we have for the crater? Put in kilometers, please.
In kilometers. 3,000.
3,000 kilometer diameter.
5,000.
5,000 kilometer diameter.
2,500.
2,500. So we had 3, 2.5, and 5, right? Okay. You came the closest, but you guys keep running neck and neck. However, that was a serious overestimation. Believe it or not, even with over 2 million megatons worth of explosive power, you're only talking about a crater 61.7 kilometers in diameter. So what sort of depth do we have as a result of this? And we will start at this end.
That's the question. Sure.
The depth of the crater, if it's 61.7 kilometers in diameter.
200 meters.
200 meters.
3 kilometers.
3 kilometers.
1.5 kilometers. 1,500 meters.
You again take a 1-point lead, 1.02 kilometers. We were very close between the two of you, but nevertheless, that is indeed what happens. Okay, So, by the way, at the 100-kilometer distance that we're talking about here, well, thanks, guys. I appreciate everybody playing along. We have lots of people playing along here. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. The one that killed off the dinosaurs was actually 70 or so kilometers in diameter. At 100 kilometers away, this would ignite your clothing, ignite newspaper, plywood, deciduous trees, grass, virtually everything would spontaneously ignite. The seismic effects would be 8.9 on the Richter scale at this distance. It would be utterly devastating. Now, the air blast at 100 kilometers away, let's do it in miles per hour instead of meters per second, and we will start over here. How many miles per hour?
750.
750.
550.
550.
1250.
1250. It's 750, 550, 1250. You're the closest once again. You catch up. 2,130 miles per hour. Boy, we had some very close estimates here. We had a 2,400 mile per hour guess online. 2,130 miles per hour, which would utterly destroy everything. The height of the tsunami, by the way, I'm not going to have too much in the ways of guesses here, but it would range anywhere from 200 to 500 meters high at the distance that we're talking about. Just be substantially taller than the Empire State Building, at least at the highest end of the tsunami. And of course, it would be multiple waves too. A destruction level unbelievable in its magnitude, and yet, as I pointed out in the video I just released today, we only know where half of these objects are. Half of them are still unaccounted for, 1 kilometer in size and smaller. And that's why we still face a very, very serious problem. Appreciate it, guys. One more here. One more. So let's take it up in size a little bit. Once again, not ridiculous, because we get too big, it just destroys the Earth. Game over. Instead, let's take it up, make it bigger, but not ridiculously bigger. But bigger than 1 kilometer in size. You, the viewers, decide what you want it to be. 7 kilometers, so about the size of the asteroid killer. 7,000 meters in diameter. This time we're going to be standing 500 kilometers away instead of 100. What do we want it made out of? Do we want it to be a comet, or do we want it to be an asteroid made out of iron or some kind of rock? What do we want? Copper would be essentially an iron asteroid, metallic of some kind. We want to try rock. We'll do, and we'll make it kind of nasty rock. Make it a dense rock asteroid. Certainly not a whole lot of fun, but we'll go ahead and make it like that. Okay, impact velocity, I'm going to go ahead and set that at 20 kilometers per second. We got our angle, and then finally, do we want this to hit water, or do we want this to hit the land? Water or land? And we're waiting on land this time. Okay, so we're going to have it hit dense rock. Effects. Okay, once again, we are 500. Okay, gentlemen, once again, we're dealing with a 7 kilometer in diameter object, not traveling as fast as the previous one because it's not a comet, traveling 20 kilometers per second. We have an even time. This is going to be a double bonus round, 2 points per, giving us an opportunity for Jimmy to catch up. So here we go. Last chance. Of course, if you get all of them, you still got a shot. So here we go. First of all, the force of the explosion in megatons. How many megatons are we talking? We'll start at this end.
9,000 megatons. 10,000 megatons.
10,000 megatons.
12,500.
12,500 megatons.
14,000.
14,000 megatons. Boy, you all seriously, 500 gigatons was on there. That's actually not too far off. Everybody underestimated. It was 25.7 million megatons. 25.7 million megatons. So point on Chris's side again. He takes a narrow lead. This keeps wandering back and forth. Actually, 2-point lead there because of the double round. All right, crater dimensions. The size of the crater. First of all, its diameter. The final crater diameter from something of this size. We start on this side. How many kilometers in diameter?
70 kilometers.
70? 70 kilometers. Go ahead. 700 kilometers.
1,000 kilometers.
1,000 kilometers. You're starting to pull into the lead there, Chris. It's 123 kilometers in diameter. Crater depth in kilometers will begin at this end. 500 meters, half a kilometer. 300 meters, okay.
2,000 meters.
2,000 meters, and you said 500? Okay, you came closest at 1.26. It was close because there's a 700. It was barely. No, wait. Hold on. Let's see. 500? No, I was wrong. You were barely closer. 740 meters, 760 meters. Oh my God, that was close. Chris has pulled out a commanding lead at this point, but there's still some room to claw something back here. All right, so let's go. And by the way, even at a distance of 500 kilometers away, 500 kilometers, clothing would ignite, the body would suffer third-degree burns, newspaper, plywood, deciduous trees, everything would be a monumental firestorm, and we're talking even at 500 kilometers away. This is what the dinosaurs experienced, something along these lines. Unbelievably devastating. Very, very difficult to even comprehend what that was like. The final one is air blast in miles per hour. Keep in mind that we are 500 kilometers away from the blast, not 100, and we will begin at this end. How many miles per hour?
2,500 miles an hour.
2,500 mph.
650.
650.
3,500.
3,500. Well, my friend Jimmy, you almost hit it on the nose. 695 miles per hour was the correct answer on that one, which, by the way, would still utterly destroy everything, as if it would really matter, because everything would have been burned up. And so the final prize is awarded to our friend Chris. Thank you so much for playing. Hello, by the way, hello everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for playing our Angry Astronaut. Sunglasses going to Chris. Fantastic. And by the way, viewers, thank you so much. Really do appreciate you guys providing us with the necessary data, playing along. A lot of you guys got some pretty accurate answers. Very impressed with that. So once again, guys, thank you for playing. I hope in the midst of all of this, we have conveyed to all of you just how devastating asteroids can be, even if they're relatively small, only 200 meters in diameter. The level of devastation that those things can wreak can still be absolutely out of control, and a 1 kilometer asteroid would be cataclysmic. And yet we still don't know where half of them are, and we no longer even have a weapon to deflect them, because we just got rid of the only one we had, which is the DART mission. We need more of them, we need a solution, and we need it fast. And until we get one, I urge all of you to stay angry about space.
Well done.